I just finished watching this week's episode of Fire Force. Here are my thoughts. I feel like Fire Force is trash, but very well made trash. Alright? It's like, imagine when you think of the word trash, you would probably think of a turd. Fire Force is like a diamond encrusted gold turd in the hands of a really beautiful woman. That's what Fire Force is to me. All right. It is extremely cliche. I remember an earlier episode where actually in almost every 2 or 3 episodes there is a girl who is a damsel in distress, or a girl who needs to be saved by the hero Shinra. Like, every time that happens in the show, I just feel so, it just drains my energy. Like, we see that that is such an overdone trope. Like, the first time I saw this trope in anime was in Bleach with Rukia. Rukia was being executed, and she spent, and even Inoue later on in Bleach, in the Bleach saga, just damsels in distress, girls who have powers, who are very skilled at what they do, and who are just tired. That's literally all they are. They're just tired. The hero or all the dudes around, they also get tired, right? All right, I'm shitting on the show. I'm gonna shit on the show for a bit, but then I'm gonna tell you why I think it's well made trash. All right, let me just go off. Like the main character, Shinra, I think his name is Shinra. Please don't cut my head off in the comments if I get it wrong. Shinra is arguably as tired or more tired than these damsels who are in distress, right? But he keeps on fighting. They just give up. They don't do anything to assist him. They just watch him save them. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on, Japan. I get that Japan isn't SJW yet. It's probably going to take like 100 years for that to happen. We like that as anime fans. We like that we're still going to see fan service. And there is a ton of fan service in this show. However, some of these tropes need to die, man. And Fire Force is a really good example. Like, I'm surprised how a show like One Piece, which arguably inspired some elements of Fire Force, is more progressive. All right. Anyways, by using that word, I'm automatically all my right winging dudes have disliked this video. I'm sorry, guys, but it's 2019. Another reason this show is okay. There's other elements that just aren't coming to mind, but like the reason that I feel like this show can be redeemed is the direction and the cinematography. Like, I'm not just talking about the fight scenes, which are extremely well animated. I'm talking about, it's kind of directed like, I don't know who directed it, but it's kind of, the direction reminds me of one of the Monogatari animes. I only watched like the first one, Bake Monogatari. And so there's a lot of random shots thrown in of just random, shit, and it's kind of artistic. All right, I'm gonna say that. And also in the latest episode, I think it's episode 9 or 10, like, the animation got worse. And you know what? I like that. I like that the animation got worse. I like that the animation team, because there were no fights in this episode, I like that they got a chance to relax and just, animate and go easy on the animation. And this episode also was really emotional. Like, I don't feel like this is a spoiler, a major spoiler, but like the team was really being supportive. Like they were really being, like, I was getting emotional. Like, when you've got like an older male figure, and I never had a father figure in my life, so when an older male figure pulls you aside and they're like, hey man, is there anything you want to get off your chest? And every time that happens to me in real life, I I feel I feel loved, so uh there was one of those scenes. Actually, there was a ton of those scenes in this episode, like just scenes of people, of humans being bros. You know what I'm saying? So that just it redeemed the show for me. Like, honestly, I wasn't feeling it that much. Like, I was gonna quit watching Fire Force. And yeah, but now, because they've got the emotion, just because of the emotion and the cinematography, I can watch it. Like, the story wasn't doing it for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's very political. Oh, and another thing, another cliche thing. This is the episode where you also see people you get introduced to all the high ranking people, like the people who are higher than the main character in society and more powerful, and people that he's going to have to strive to match or be better than at some point in the story. Like, this happened in it happens in all animes basically. Like, when you meet the other big dogs in the universe, all right. And it also teased the a really important villain, not the main villain. I was going to say the main villain, but like a really important villain for the main character, because and they just did it in it was just so cliched. Like, you get to see you get introduced to all the other big dogs in the world, right? And later on in the story, every single one of them is going to get explored, and then you get a snippet, just a snippet, of a really badass villain, or like an important villain to the main character and the main character's journey. So that was pretty cliche, but in between those scenes, there was that emotion and chemistry between the characters, and you got to see them just having downtime. That downtime in anime is just in stories is really important, for stories that have tons of cast members. So we got to see downtime, and asking for an insane amount of downtime is also being unreasonable, because this is a shonen anime. But getting it every 10 episodes, I don't know, guys. I feel like that's fair. So yeah, I'm not gonna quit Fire Force. The cliches just, I just don't like the cliches. But I feel like it's very well made. It is very well made. And maybe this can allow the studio to take on more creatively risky projects. So yeah, I guess I'll I'll just keep watching this well-made garbage. Goodbye.